One very important tool for citizens to demand good governance or change an elected representative they feel is no longer representing their collective interest is the recall process. But the process has never been put to a full test in the history of democratic Nigeria. One group is hoping to change that by educating people on the process and what they can do to demand and get accountability from their representative. Advocacy group Enough is Enough is partnering journalists to educate people on how the recall process works and how it can be used to engender good governance in the country. Democracy is a system of government in which citizens elect representatives to form a governing body. Some think the democratic process ends at elections, but this event hopes to educate electorate on their responsibilities and rights after electing representatives in the government. Tagged The Citizen's Guide to the Recall Process, non-partisan group Enough is Enough at this press briefing partners journalists to educate the public on how to hold leaders, most especially those in the National Assembly, accountable to their constituents through the recall process.
Part of it is just education as well. I mean, yes, we're relatively new to democracy. So even those that are elected sometimes don't fully understand what is required of them in their role as a representative of the people. You can start off by engaging your legislator. You can write a letter, you can request a dialogue, you can submit a position paper, you can give them a periodic scorecard just to let them know how you think that they're doing. It acts as a discipline deterrent for elected officials. It provides voters with continued opportunities to make democratic decisions about their elected officials outside of the 4-year voting cycle. So instead of waiting for 4 years to say, okay, when is the next election, we'll vote you out, you can actually do something about it in between. And again, the legislature is peculiar about that because that's the only arm of government where you can do that.
Citing the case of the senator representing Kogi West District, Dino Melaye, who is fighting to retain his seat at the Senate, ERE notes that the recall process should be the last resort of constituents in the case of a non-performing representative.
The recall is just simply a process that allows citizens to say, you are not representing me well. Please come back home and sit down. Let us send somebody else to represent us. And that's all it is. In our 19 years of democracy, it's not been successfully implemented on anyone. The current case that we have now is of Mr. Dino Melaye representing Kogi West. And that's also been very fascinating to us as a team because he has used the instruments of the law to try to stop the process. And I understand his concerns. He believes it was politically motivated and that recalling should be the final option if, in a sense, all other efforts have failed to get them to shape up and represent you properly.
Holding the government accountable to the people is one major issue that has been at the forefront in democratic third world countries. This group hopes that meetings like this will go a long way to enlighten and educate the public on how to achieve this. Fidelia Aguncha, TV 360, Lagos, Nigeria.